diva is a female version of a hustler, of a hustler, of a hustler. Na diva is a female version of a hustler, of a hustler, of a hustler. Hey, 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 hey. Who run the world? Girls. 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 Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Who run the world? Girls. 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 Hot up and hit these that don't be scared to run this back. Run for the girls who taking over the world. Have to raise the flag for the college grads. Who run the world? Girls.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mr. University 2013, crowning the next Prince Charming, brought to you by the ladies of Kappa Alpha Theta. We hope you enjoy our show tonight as we come to support CASA, a truly amazing cause. But before we start our show, I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce our esteemed judges who have graciously given their time to take on the very difficult task of choosing our Mr. University champion tonight. Our University of Chicago representative this evening is Mr. Keith Dipple. Keith, originally from London, he started his career at JP Morgan before moving to Chicago. He's worked at the university for 4 years, first as the head of UCIB, and now as the executive director, engaging alumni, parents, and employers to create job opportunities for students. In his free time, Keith enjoys giving career advice to frogs who aspire to be princes, and sending his wife into long slumbers with just a single kiss. He recently asked his mirror on the wall, who is the handsomest and hunkiest of them all? And when the mirror told him the answer could be found at Mendel Hall on the evening of March 7th, Keith knew he had to be here. Our Kappa Alpha Theta representative this evening is Ms. Heidi Holliday. Heidi, originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan, works as a second grade teacher at the U of C laboratory schools. Heidi has been ritual advisor to Epsilon Phi for the past 5 years and recently baked over 150 cupcakes for Theta's very successful Cupcakes for CASA fundraiser. In her free time, Heidi enjoys volunteering for Esperanza Community Services, making origami creations, and baking. And when baking, Heidi always makes sure to avoid using poisonous apples from wicked old ladies. Lastly, our CASA representative this evening is Miss Sally Berkia. Sally is originally, yes? Sally is originally from the mystical land of Finland and started her career with CASA 1 year ago. At CASA of Cook County, Sally helps to bring in much needed funding to ensure that children and youth who are placed in foster care have a voice. Sally is often seen wearing her red heels in the office, clicking them thrice because she believes that every child deserves to believe that there's no place like home. Thank you, judges, so much. And now, without further ado, let the show begin. We're just gonna go. Ready? Go. We got the theme song playing.
Once upon a time, in a magical kingdom known as the University of Chicago, there lived a sisterhood of gentle witches sworn to promote goodwill and friendship. Known as Kappa Alpha Theta, this group of good witches had a special friendship with CASA, the protector of children. But one day, A theta named Andrea ate a poisoned apple from Bartlett Dining Hall. Under the apple's evil spell, she turned on Casa and locked it in an enchanted castle far, far away. The good witch Esther condemned Andrea's treatment of Casa. She summoned knights from all corners of the realm looking for Casa's champion. Only the noblest, bravest knight in the kingdom can lift the spell and release Casa from its castle prison. Spotlight, come
on. There is no man in this kingdom noble and brave enough to destroy my spell. The children of Casa are going to stay under my evil spell forever.
Not if I have anything to do with it.
The good witch Esther?
That's right. I've assembled a group of the finest knights from all neighboring kingdoms. These men have already proven themselves to be the best of the best. Surely, out of this fine group of knights, we can find the noblest and bravest, destined to save Casa.
Fat chance. How do you plan on testing these so-called brave knights?
Well, I've devised 3 trials to prove which of them is our true champion. Only a knight who truly epitomizes the code of chivalry could ever pass these tests.
These knights will have to be pretty tough to beat my spell.
I just know that they can do it. Years ago, with the help of honorable knights just like those you'll see tonight, Kappa Alpha Theta established the Mr. University Tournament in order to raise money for our national philanthropy, CASA, court-appointed special advocates. This is a philanthropy dear to our hearts, for a cause worthy of all the magic in the land. We truly appreciate all of you coming tonight to support us in our quest.
Tonight, after much preparation, we are here to present you with 10 brave knights from all corners of this kingdom. They come from different lands, bear different standards, and fight for different lords, but they all have one thing in common. As knights, they are protectors of the weak, and they want to save the children of this realm. We'll see if they can rise to the challenges of the tournament. Ha 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 ha.
Our champion must be the noblest, strongest, and bravest man in the kingdom if he is to lift Andrea's wicked spell. Tonight's tournament will consist of 3 competitions that will try every knight's daring, skill, and chivalry. We'll start with a costume competition for the knights to display their courage. Next, our contestants will perform their unique talents, then show us their gentler side in courtly formal wear. The 5 knights judged noblest will continue on to a more mental joust, our question and answer section. We're looking for a champion to embody all the true qualities of knighthood. In short, the perfect man.
A song going to someone who'll find me and bring back a love song to me.
We know that our winner, our Prince Charming, will be worthy enough to fight any dragon and lift any spell. Only he can charge the castle and free Casa from this dark enchantment. The noble court will have a difficult job in deciding which of these many brave knights is Theta's champion.
The members of our court are here to make sure the future of Casa remains bright. They believe, as do our knights, that the strong must protect the weak. All children deserve to live happily ever after, but there are 600,000 children in the American foster care system whose lives are not fairy tales. CASA volunteers recognize this better than most, and we are all here tonight to support these champions of children. I'd like to introduce our CASA representative, Sally, who will offer our tournament's charge.
Wow, what a crowd, what a crowd, what a crowd it is tonight. Thank you all for coming out to support. Thank you, thank you. So I just wanted to say a few words about CASA. Like the knights that battle mystic lands, CASA volunteers stand up for children who have been abused and or neglected and placed into care. These knights make sure that a child's voice is heard in court and represent what is the best interest of that child. A child in foster care may see up to 122 people come in and out of their lives, but the CASA volunteer is their champion, that one constant person who's always there. CASA volunteers are very much like knights in shining armor. A warrior of children and youth in the Child Protection Division, CASA Knights fight through the fields of obstacles to ensure that each child will have a safe, permanent home. What makes us unique is that we match one volunteer with one child, and each volunteer has an army of support to guide them down the yellow brick road to happily ever after. Every child in foster care dreams of being able to click their heels 3 times and go home. Sadly, that is not the reality for our kids. There is no magic potion, no wand to wave into the air to take away the pain that our children feel. But by having a knight standing by your side makes all the difference in the world and makes that battle easier. It doesn't take a Prince Charming or a princess to stand up for a child in foster care. It takes only you to help every deserving child find a safe place called home. On behalf of the children and youth and the entire CASA family, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
When you were a kid, you had a home, a mom, a dog. You felt safe and loved. But some kids aren't so lucky. There are 6,500 children in Cook County's foster care system. You can't help them all, but what if together we could help one? Like a little boy whose mother left and never came back. In his first year of foster care, he moved 7 times, has 5 different caseworkers, 3 lawyers, and 2 judges. We are the only constant person in his life. We listen to him, root for him, tell him it will be okay. We speak up for him because children should be seen and heard. Then one day, all our hard work pays off and the boy's adopted. Become a CASA volunteer or donate today at casacookcounty.org. Lift up a child's voice. Lift up a life.
Thank you, Sally. You've moved even my evil heart. If tonight's champion is impressive, I might just lift my spells and let CASA go, but I'm hard to impress. Good luck, Knights. Your challenge is a tall one.
We're men in tights. We roam around the forest looking for fights. We're men in tights. We run from the rich and give to the poor, that's right. We may look like sissies, but watch what you say or else we'll put out your lights. We're men in tights. Always on guard, defending the people's rights.
Thank you. Now, from New York, New York, our first prince of the evening, a Marine in training, ready to fight for all that's right, comes to us as a member of the Alpha Epsilon Pi fraternity. A traditionally Jewish fraternity, A Pi strives to serve as a connection between high school and career for all initiates, while strengthening leadership within both the Jewish and greater community. Our contestant, an economics major, endured military training to save CASA. He is hoping to score some extra points tonight for both his hometown Knicks and those lovely Theta ladies. Please put your hands together for Mr. A Pi Ben Jacobson.
We roam around the forest looking for fights. We're
Our next contestant is setting a new standard for excellence in Mr. University by being the first ever representative for University of Chicago sorority. Something we hope will turn into a respected tradition. This 6'1", green-eyed prince was born and raised in Chicago and says the second city will always be #1 in his eyes. He may no longer play baseball for the University of Chicago, but this prince stays in shape by running 20 miles per week, following a strict lifting schedule, and doing intense ab workouts. When we asked him how he would save a princess, he replied, definitely on a white horse, dressed in prince-like gear, in a manner somewhat comparable to Taylor Swift's music video for her song, Love Story. And now, please welcome the hero of all 108 Sisters of Alpha Omicron Pi, Mike Casey.
Our next prince proudly fights for the realm of Alpha Delta Phi. He sometimes masquerades as a skinnier, notorious B.I.G. Just once, he would like to escape from the dining halls and have a nice meal somewhere that isn't Pierce, where he serves as an RA for Story House. His perfect date would involve a nice conversation with a real live woman. He fully believes that it's his destiny to be the next Prince Charming, so ladies, watch out. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Alpha Delt, Chris Williams.
Our next contestant, Adam Shamlian, also goes by ShamWow or Shamalama Ding Dong. He is a knighted member of the Omega chapter of the Psi Upsilon fraternity. This fraternity is one of the oldest in the world, and the Omega chapter was even established at the original University of Chicago in 1869, surviving to the present university. He claims to spellbind the ladies by baking a mean chocolate cookie. And although he had trouble deciding, he says his ideal feast would be at a Brazilian steakhouse with fine cheese and wine. Hailing from the Shire of Albany, New York, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Shamlian.
Our next contestant will gladly grab your hand and dance around you like a jellyfish. This star comes to us from the Phoenix Dance Crew, which aims to promote a stronger hip-hop dance community on our campus, the surrounding Hyde Park neighborhood, and even the city of Chicago at large. They strive to accomplish this by fostering an environment where dancers can express their creative talents, appreciate the art of dance, and form new friendships. Tonight, we will see our contestant live up to those ideals and prove to us that he is a dancing machine. Please welcome to our stage, Mr. Phoenix, Cameron Okeke.
Our next dashing prince, representing Sigma Phi Epsilon, hails from the land of soybeans and corn, Iowa. He would like you all to know that while the ladies all swoon for his smile, he considers his chest hair the feature most essential for his princely image. Having come to the realm of UChicago for the parties, his favorite part about being here is spending time with his Sigep brothers, except Kaushik, and living according to their principles of virtue, diligence, and brotherly love. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Sigep, the artist formerly known as Aaron Ackerman.
At first glance, Thetas and other princes alike noticed that this contestant resembled none other than the beloved rapper Drake. But in reality, this prince is actually a classically trained upright bass player. This slender, hazel-eyed prince may be from Indianapolis, but when it comes to food, he loves nothing more than New Orleans cuisine, especially shrimp and grits. Although shrimp may be his favorite food, he's no shrimp on the lacrosse floor, which earned him the nickname Sink Nasty for being a top scorer. He said if given the choice, he would always choose servant strife over a charmed life, but that in the end, a charmed life is what he wished for all of the children represented by CASA. Ladies and gentlemen, please represent Mr. Delta Upsilon Sinclair Lee III.
Our next contestant represents Lambda Phi Epsilon in this quest for Mr. University. The members of Lambda Phi Epsilon National Fraternity strive to promote Asian American awareness in their surrounding communities through the promotion of Asian American interest activities. A Dallas sports fan, born and raised in Shanghai, this contestant wants to prove the fairy tale message that nice guys don't always finish last. Let's welcome to the stage, Mr. Lambda, Jason Wang.
This 6'1" hazel-eyed prince is from Holland, a quiet suburb of Philadelphia. His most embarrassing moment may be when he mooned the casting directors on a Broadway audition because he forgot to wear his belt and his pants fell down. To make Casa and Theta proud, this contestant will show off his real skills as a scholar and gentleman. He chose UChicago because he loved the city, but the real relationship he has is the love-hate one with the Regenstein. Help me welcome to the stage Mr. Sigma Chi, Dennis Wader.
Our next contestant hails from Los Angeles, California, and is a comparative human development major. He says that the best advice he ever got from a fairy tale is that perseverance is key, and if he tries his hardest, he can go the distance. His favorite thing about UChicago is Greek life, especially the Thetas, and what he hates most is people who say that this is where fun comes to die. He spends about 25 hours a week on the varsity swim team, as well as doing CrossFit and lifting weights. His favorite workouts songs range from Kesha to Taylor Swift to hardcore dubstep. Please welcome the ever so charming Mr. Fidel, Andrew Angelus.
I think all of our knights showed splendid valor. Don't you agree, Andrea?
They may be courageous, but they're not champions yet. A knight must be strong, as well as brave.
You're right, Andrea. It is time for our contestants to show us what they can really do. It is time for our contestants to joust.
Perhaps their talents will be extraordinary, but I doubt it.
With hair, no one hits like Gaston.
In a spitting match, nobody spits like Gaston.
I'm especially good at expectorating.
And fight for Gaston.
When I would.
Our next contestant would like us to know that although he thinks girls appreciate his soulful and sparkling eyes, he's brave in admitting his perfect push-up form. If you were to ask him what kind of reading material you would find in his latrine, he would kindly offer an array of texts from Us Weekly to The New Yorker. And he prefers the sleeker New York pizza slice to that weak stuff that they call here. This prince can't stop dancing and prancing to the girls' soundtrack while he flexes for America. So please welcome back Mr. A.E. Pi, Ben Jacobson.
huge Bulls fan, our next contestant says that to win Mr. U, he's willing to do whatever it takes. Like Adidas is with Derrick Rose, he is all in. When deciding on a major at UChicago, he didn't want to take econ like everyone else, and wanted an all-encompassing major that included courses in sociology, history, and maybe a little high-level economics. Well, he may be a younger, not as cool version of James Dean now. He says that his most embarrassing moment was when he was dressed up as Beauty and the Beast with his sister when he was 5. He was the beauty. The best advice this prince ever got from a fairy tale was that slow and steady wins the race. And if he does win, he plans to take his Theta coach Carmel and AOPI rep Molly Simon out for a nice dinner to thank them for their efforts. Please welcome Mr. AOPI Mike Casey.
All right, we're getting pretty intimate here. It's a spotlight on both of us. So before we get intimate, I gotta introduce my guitarist here. This guy drove in 4 hours. He's joining the Navy in a month. He starts training in a month. He's the most American guy I know. This is Jordan Callahan. And with that, we're gonna sing a couple songs by a couple guys named Justin. So let's get going, Jordan. That's fantastic. Boyfriend, I'll never let you go. I can do things you'll never seen before. Baby, wash my hands, so that's where they gonna go. I just want you, scooter money, cars and clothes. Yeah, on you, chilling by the fire where we eating fondue. I don't know about me, but I know about you. Hella to falsetto in 3, 2, swear. Now I like to be everything you want. Hey girl, let me talk to you. If I was your boyfriend, I'd never let you go. Keep you around my arms, girl. You'll never be alone. So I can be a gentleman, anything you want. If I was your boyfriend, I never would let you go. No. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't. I can be a buzz like you, fly across the globe. I don't wanna fight, yeah, you already know. Make you shine bright like you're playing in the snow. Girlfriend, girlfriend, you can be my girlfriend. You can be my girlfriend till the world ends. Make you dance, make you scream, make it swirl. Voice gone crazy on this hook like a whirlwind sway. So I like to be everything you want. Hey girl, let me talk to you. If I was your boyfriend, I never would let you go. Keep you around my arms, girl. You'll never be alone. And I can be a gentleman and anything you want. And if I was your boyfriend, I'd never let you go. Give me a chance, you're all I need, girl. Speak with your boy, have you called you my girlfriend? If I was your man, you would never leave, girl. I just wanna, if I was your boyfriend, I never would let you go. Keep you around my arms, girl. You'll never be alone. So I can be a gentleman and anything you want. If I was your boyfriend, I'll never let you go. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na na na, yeah man. Na 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 na, na na na, na na na, na 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 na. Hold up. I don't know why you care. He doesn't even know you're there. No, he don't love your eyes, and he don't love your smile. Girl, you know that ain't fair. No, the middle of the night, is he gonna stand by your side? Or will he hide? I got an idea. Girl, would you be my girlfriend? I'll treat you good. I know you hate friends when they say you should. And if I were my girlfriend, I'd be your shining star. Wanna show you where you are, my girlfriend. Hey, no, 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 no. Hey, be my girlfriend, I'll be your boyfriend, and we can be friends. No, no, no.
Our next contestant, an Alpha Delt Prince, is majoring in English literature and practices his jousting with Kendrick Lamar, with little T Swift in the background. This 6'2" charmer loves pumpkin pie and claims that the time he spent living in Birmingham, England, has made him the most polished and princely man in the realm. Let's put that claim to the test as this talented prince takes the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Alpha Delt, Chris Williams.
next prince claims he hates rap and techno stuff and would rather listen to blues and classic rock. This 6'2" blue-eyed soccer stud believes he is the hero U Chicago deserves, but not the hero it needs right now. Although if he wins, Mr. U is going straight to the top of his resume. Everyone please welcome back Adam Shamlian, Mr. Cy U.
Venya mama gitse baba si de un wenyama na te venya mama gitse baba en baba. But the sun rolling high through the sapphire sky keeps the great smoke on the endless round. It's the circle of life, and it moves the soul through despair and hope, faith and love. Circle of life, and it moves us all through despair and hope, faith and love, till we find our place on the path unwinding.
Hello, everyone. Kappa Alpha Theta would like to thank you again for coming out tonight to support CASA. And we would also like to remind you to please be courteous to the contestants and your fellow audience members. Use of profanity or discriminatory remarks may result in being asked to leave, or worse, disqualification for your organization's prince. So please, be courteous while you continue to enjoy the show. Thank you.
So, our next knight in shining armor. He would never be caught wearing his battle helmet because his eyebrows, by far, the most important part of his face. This guy can talk about everything from Socrates to Honey Boo Boo to the new Kendrick to the best Sinatra. And as a pre-med biology hips double major, this guy's got a lot going on for him in the future. So, also ladies, he can waltz. Everyone, please put your hands together for Mr. Phoenix, Cameron O'Keke.
It's been said before, 2 happy years. I don't know your name, but excuse me, miss. I saw you from across the room.
please return to your seats as we get back to the talent section of tonight's tournament.
You are wonderful. Thank you. I've worked hard to become so. I admit it, you are better than I am. Then why are you smiling? Because I know something you don't know. And what is that? I am not left-handed.
This next contestant is the youngest of 4 siblings and describes his perfect meal as a plate full of latkes and bacon. But after all the bacon, he stays fit by running and playing soccer, though he wishes he could get some leg implants so he could learn how to dunk. Maybe that would explain why his nickname is Air Bear. Please welcome the musical stylings of Sir Sig Ep, Aaron Ackerman.
This one goes out to all the haters.
You, with your words like knives and swords and weapons that you use against me, you have knocked me off my feet again. You got me feeling like a nothing. You, with your words like knives on a chalkboard, calling me out when I'm wounded. You, picking on a weaker man. Well, you can take me down with just one single blow. But you don't know what you don't know. Someday I'll be living in a big old city, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Someday I'll be big enough so you can't hit me, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gonna be so mean? You, with your switching sides and your wildfire lives and your humiliation, you have pointed out my flaws again as if I don't already see them. I walk with my head down, trying to knock you out because I'll never impress you. I just wanna feel okay again. I'll bet you got pushed around. Somebody made you cold, but the cycle ends right now, cause you can't lead me down that road, and you don't know what you don't know. Someday I'll be living in a big old city, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Someday I'll be big enough so you can't hit me, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so mean? And I can see your tears from down in a bar, talking over a football game with that same old loud opinion, but nobody's listening. Washed up and ranting about the same old bitter things. Drunk and rambling on about how I can't sing, but all you are is mean. All you are is mean, and a liar, and pathetic, and alone in life, and mean, and mean, and mean, and mean. But someday I'll be living in a big old city, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Yeah, yeah, someday I'll be big enough so you can hit me, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so? Someday I'll be living in a big old city, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so mean? Someday I'll be big enough so you can't hit me, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so mean?
Our next contestant's favorite fairy tale moral is that the best things in life are free. On the other hand, if he was going to be a big spender, this prince's perfect date would consist of taking his Casa Princess out to a very fancy Italian restaurant and then eating froyo on top of the Ferris wheel at Navy Pier. Our next prince loves playing foosball and dizzy bat with his bros. On a more serious note, if he were to win Mr. U, he plans on curing world hunger and finding all the pets in homeless shelters a place to live. Hashtag save the puppies. Let's welcome back to the stage Mr. D.U. Sinclair Lee III.
The moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter or Mars. In other words, please be true. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me play forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Anybody who like to dance, please come up. Me and Mrs. Jones, we got a thing going on. We both know that it's wrong, but it's much too strong to let it go now. We meet every day at the same cafe, 6:30, and no one knows she'll be there. Holding hands, making all kinds of plans, while the jukebox plays our favorite song. Me and Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, we got a thing going on. We both know that it's wrong, but it's much too strong to let it go now. Now it's time for us to be leaving, and it hurts so much inside. 'Cause we've got our own obligations, and so, do I, me and Mrs. Jones. Me and Mrs. Jones. Thank you all so much. Thank you to these wonderful dancers. And thank you to our beautiful judges. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful night.
Kappa Alpha Theta would like to reiterate that any obscene or inappropriate behavior will result in a disqualification of your organization's member. Please be polite and considerate to all audience members and all contestants.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The next guy gracing us with his presence has been nicknamed the Karate Kid because he once caught a bullet with his bare hands. He makes the perfect Prince Charming because he opens doors, cooks, cleans, and even snuggles. Hoping to bring home the crown in honor of his supportive brothers, he also wants to show off the values embodied by Lambda. A true charmer who always promises to keep his word. Please welcome back to the stage, Mr. Lambda Jason Wang.
Hey, Jason, bro, why do you look so sad?
Dude, fairy godbrother, I'm so glad you're here, man. I literally just saw the most beautiful princess in the world. But you know what? I don't have a shot with her. I mean, look at me, man. I mean, she's a theta after all.
Well, that's true, but it's because you're in a frog suit, man. Come on, let's go shopping.
Shop? Oh, you mean thrift shopping?
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is awesome.
Now, walk up to the club like, yo, what up, Thetas Rock? I'm just pumped about some stuff from the thrift shop. Hat on my head, yeah, cause I look so fly. People be like, wait, who's that guy? Rolling in really deep, headed to the Regenstein, dressed in all black. Some of my gator shoes, those are green, all gold, everything. Theta girls next to me, got a basketball and shouted at the referee, swish. But hey, I'm at Mr. University. And watching it, about to go and get some compliments, passing up on those moccasins. Someone else has been walking it, but Theta's kicking it. They swagging and strutting, hey, so don't be hating on the kite just cause you ain't Theta girl. You ain't got the Theta style. You ain't got the Theta style. No, for real, ask the Thetas, can we have your hand-me-downs? Man, I got this blazer and some house slippers, doobie brown leather jacket, it ain't got a zipper. I got a broken keyboard, don't want a broken keyboard. Got a frog blanket, and I got a toy sword. Hello, hello, my princess, hello. Them guys ain't got nothing my fringe game. Heck no, I could get some black and gold. Yeah, man, wear those. Then the Thetas be like, oh, he got the swag, yo.
I'm gonna have some $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is awesome.
Woo! All right, now that I look all good, what should I do next, fairy god bro? I mean, how do I impress the princesses of Theta?
Well, you know, Thetas love a prince who can dance. Especially a prince that can dance Beyonce.
Oh, okay, you know what? You know what? I got just the thing.
Do anything about that boy. Ooh, 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 ooh. Now I'll never be the same as you. Grind the pony girl, show how you're riding. Lip locking. In the back 'cause the chicks keep blocking. Stop it. London, speed it up. Houston, rock it. Still the one. I will always be with you. If you leave me, you're out of your mind. We dress into the. He picked me up, we make me feel so lucky. He kissed me in his, we be making loving. Still the one I do this, I'm trying to make us from that. He's still the one.
Woo. All right. I hope that's good enough. Hey, but hey, you know what? If all of that doesn't work, I still got my secret weapon. Hit it. Yeah. Y'all know the song? Everybody, make some noise! I danced and rapped and shopped to win the heart of lovely Thetas. I traveled far and wide to find the kingdom of Thetas. I'm confident the things I've done can woo the lovely Thetas, cause I am Mr. Lambda. Hey, Thetas on the right. When I say hey, you say hey. I say hey. Hey. When I say hey, you say hey. I say hey. Hey. Everybody put your hands in the air. Woo. Now, I would like to invite a very special princess back on the stage. Make some noise for Steph! Come on, Steph, you know the dance.
Our next contestant says that of course he'd help a damsel in distress if she were in need, but at the same time would encourage her to be strong and independent like the many children of Casa. When Theta asked this prince why he is the best of the best, he said he never really considered not being the best because he's confident and proud of who he is. He compared his family with Leave It to Beaver, but even better because his family is crazier. If he wins Mr. U, this prince says he'll ride that wave for as long as he can. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome back Prince Dennis Wader, Mr. Sigma Chi.
Well, it's a 1 for the money, 2 for the show. 3 to get ready now, go cat, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoes. You can do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoes. You can knock me down, step on my face, slander my name all over the place. Do anything that you wanna do, but honey, lay off of my shoes and don't you step on my blue suede shoes. You can do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoes. You know I can be found sitting at home alone. If you can't come around, Dad, at least please telephone. Or don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Baby, if I made you mad for something I might have said, please let's forget the past. The future looks bright ahead. Or don't be cruel to a heart that's true. I don't want no other love, baby, it's just you I'm thinking of. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Yeah, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. When they said you was high class, well, that was just a lie. Yeah, when they said you was high class, well, that was just a lie. Yeah, you ain't never caught a rabbit, and you ain't no friend of mine. Baby, let me be your loving teddy bear. Put a chain around my neck and lead me anywhere. Oh, let me be your teddy bear. Tiger, this tiger's played too rough. You're lying, 'cause lions ain't the kind you love enough just to let me be your teddy bear. Put a chain around my neck and lead me anywhere. Oh, let me be your teddy bear, your teddy bear. They were rolling through a party in the county jail. The prison bell was there and they began to swear. The band was jumping and the drum began to swing. You should have heard them knocked out jailbirds sing, let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Yeah, everybody in the wholesale block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. Spider Murphy played the tenor saxophone. Little Joe was blowing on a slide trombone. The little boy from Illinois went crash, boom, bang. The whole rhythm section was a purple gang. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Yeah, everybody in the wholesale block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Yeah, everybody in the wholesale block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. Yeah, everybody in the wholesale block was dancing to the jailhouse rock.
Our next contestant has an older brother who is currently in med school and said that his mom always tells them to give them their best effort and work their hardest. When asked what reading material we would find in his bathroom, he said Men's Health, Food and Wine, and Good Housekeeping. To keep up his strength, this prince will eat anything. He doesn't have a favorite food because he doesn't discriminate. This brown-eyed champion says that if he wins Mr. University, he'll be humble and just see everyone who wants to see him, because he simply wants to be everyone's friend. Please help us welcome to the stage Mr. Fidel, Miss Andrew Angelus.
Oh my God. Did you see what she was wearing at chapter this week? So not sorority material.
Whew. In order to be Prince Charming, I need to find a princess, right?
I'll call you back.
Is that a princess? I think I should impress her and sing a song. Let me see if I can play this. It works. I've just seen the face, I can't forget the time or place when we just met. You're just a goal for me. All I want the world to see we've met. Da 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 da. Falling, yes I am falling, and we keep calling.
He's so not good.
You back again.
No.
Is that good enough for you, baby?
If you want me, you're gonna have to do a way better than that.
Well, all right, let's see what I got.
I don't know.
How about that?
Still not good enough. After all, there's very many princes in this kingdom, after all.
This or that, this or that, this or that.
I gotta bust through. What's this guy?
This or that, this or that.
I can handle him.
I hate this guy.
What you got? How about now?
My hero!
Our knights have shown us valor and strength. But what good is a champion who can do nothing more than fight? The challenges ahead of these knights are dark and dangerous, and only the purest of heart will be able to resist Andrea's evil magic. Our contestants must now prove their chivalry and display their courtly manners.
Every knight knows that nobility is just as important as bravery or skill in battle. In our next competition, we seek to find Casa a real Prince Charming. And what's a Prince Charming who can't address a lady or behave himself in court?
Taylor's older.
Mr. A.E. Pie, Ben Jacobson.
Mr. A.O. Pie, Mike Casey.
Let me show you a few things. Let me show you a few things.
Mr. Alphadel, Chris Williams.
Mr. Sai-Yu Shamwell.
As I got my suit and tie, I'ma leave it all on the floor tonight. And you got next up to do because I'm showing a few things. I'm dressed up in black and white.
Mr. Phoenix, Cameron O'Kk.
Swinging in the dance tonight. Show you a few things. Let me show you a few things. Show you a few things.
Mr. Sigap Aaron Ackerman.
Mr. D.U. Sinclair Lee III.
Mr. Lambda Jason Wang.
Mr. Sigma Chi Dennis Waiter.
And Mr. Find Out Andrew Angeles.
Well, I certainly wouldn't deny the charm of any of our promising young knights. Would you, Andrea?
I suppose they do seem ready for the final trial.
It is almost time to find out which of these fine young men have been most heroic. Only 5 will remain when the court judges have made their decision. These 5 will face the toughest challenge in the U Chicago Kingdom, talking to a living, breathing female.
But first, I'd like to introduce one of the loveliest ladies in this kingdom, our president of Kappa Alpha Theta, Ms. Steph Moy, who has a few words.
Thanks, Andrea. Thanks. Thanks, Andrea. On behalf of the ladies of Epsilon Phi, I'd like to thank all of you for coming out here tonight to support CASA. It really is a huge honor and privilege for our chapter to be able to put on this event and to support such a wonderful cause like CASA. And while we wait for the judges to finalize their final scores and see who our last Mr. U contestants will be, I just wanted to take this moment to send a huge thank you and a lot of shout outs, people who made this possible. Of course, first I'd like to take a minute to thank the Mendel Hall and Orxa staff who made tonight very successful. Thank you. Next, of course, I'd like to thank our judges again, Keith, Sally, and Heidi, for taking their time to come here today. It's very difficult judging our amazing contestants tonight, and they'll be crowning our Mr. University. And finally, last but not least, I want to shout out to my Theta sisters who have honestly spent so many months preparing tonight's event. Of course, special shout out to our awesome marketing team, Nadine Mena, Dana Cohen, Sonika Singh, Jessica Liu, to Lily Freeman and our awesome group of coaches, our dancers and their choreographers and directors, Millette Yared and Esther Yu, our fundraising queens, Andrea Bischoff and Ashley Edwards, who killed it with the raffle prizes, yes, and the fundraising on top of all of that. To our backstage crew, Katie Hedlund, Simone Aldridge, Alice Gregson, Wendy Lowe, and Ashley Daniel, along with our tech team, Morgan Berry, Trisha Gupta, and Kristen Greenwood. We can't thank you enough for putting on such a smooth show tonight. And last but not least, of course, I can't not thank our 2 Mr. University chairs and our lovely hosts tonight, Esther Yu and Andrea Bischoff, who killed it wherever they are. Esther and Andrea, there we go.
Thank you, Queen Steph. At this point, I do want to elaborate on Steph's thank you. I need to give a huge, huge shout out to Ms. Ashley Edwards, my co-fundraising director. She spearheaded the effort. I mean, this girl posted and emailed and called. And we had the goal of beating last year's 12,700, which is a big, big endeavor. But I do want to say that as of now, we have $14,000 and counting! Yeah, Ashley! So if you saw that girl in the blue dress, someone pat her on the back if you see her.
Really amazing.
Really great. All right, at this point, we are just going to wait for our judges to get the final contestants.
Do we have the top 5 yet? Okay, while we're waiting, let's draw a couple of our raffle prizes.
We can
What
draw
do you
our raffle
think?
prizes.
Yeah? Did any of you buy raffle tickets?
Could we bring the raffles up here? All right. So, let's do it this way.
For our,
Hold my mic. Okay.
for our first prize, a $25 gift card to Yoke. Awesome brunch place. And the winner is, drumroll please, Claire Devaney. Claire, are you in the audience? Awesome. So, everyone who wins a raffle prize tonight, just stop by our table in the back of the hall and pick up your prize after the show. Next, we have 2 tickets to the Chicago Untouchables tour. No one wants to go to the Untouchables tour, apparently. Okay, next, a $25 gift card to American Eagle. And the winner is Nicole James. Woo! Next, we have a $25 gift card to Rocky's Bar and Grill. Whoop, nope. Yeah, Chick-fil-A. And the winner is Halpen? Halpen. Is that
773-848-0949.
Halpen, congratulations. All right, next we have a gift certificate to Waveland Bowl for 1 hour of bowling for 6 people. And we have 2 winners for this prize. So the first winner is Sasha Cabra? And our second winner of the Waveland Bowl Prize is Prash Raval. Someone's excited to go bowling. All right, we got a big one coming up. $100 to, where is it?
Mercadito. Molly Simon.
That's a big one. Who's it gonna be?
Z-Ray!
One of our alumni. Woo! All right, another big one coming up. $50 to Girl and the Goat. And the winner of this one is perhaps Lily Friedman, but Molly Simon!
All right, so our top 5 misters are Mr. Sigma Chi, Mr. Lambda. Mr. Aopai. Mr. Phoenix. Woo! And ShamWow.
All right, so we've had some really great contestants tonight, but we'll be moving on with only these 5 gentlemen. And now we're proceeding on to our question and answer session. Mr. Sayu, you've proven yourself to be a very heroic knight. Who is your personal hero and why?
It's a great question. Batman. Easily Batman.
And why do you say Batman?
He's the hero Chicago needs right now. Deserves right now, but doesn't need. Or whatever. Whatever. Deserves, but doesn't need right now.
Okay, great answer, Mr. Sayu.
All right. Mr. Lambda. Hello? Mr. Lambda. The knight's code of chivalry is hard to keep. It requires living by honor and striving for glory. Tell us what code you live by. What is your foremost rule for yourself?
I think that my foremost code is the same code that my fraternity lives by, and that is to be leaders among men, right? And in order to be a leader, and as a prince, you have to lead by example. And I think the best prince is one who's a gentleman, obviously, who respects all the ladies. And as a leader, you have to be humble.
Thank you, Mr. Lambda.
Okay, now, Mr. Sigma Chi. We're going to get a little personal here. The women of Kappa Alpha Theta are not afraid to admit that we swoon a little for handsome knights and princes. What kind of princess makes you swoon?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the ladies of Kappa Alpha Theta for having us here tonight. No, seriously, thank you for such a good cause. And to answer your question, I would love a girl that loves to travel. I love to travel myself. And a girl that, is not afraid to get down dirty in the mud and in the wild outdoors. And then, no. A girl that enjoys the outdoors and also likes to get dressed up and go downtown to nice, important events. So, thank you.
So, ladies, you heard him.
Mr. Aopai. We all know that knighthood is kind of like brotherhood, and teamwork is important. What do you like best about your organization?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's very important to establish the fact that the mantra of AOPI is to exceed expectations. Establish that. With that said, however, I think that the fact that they have entered a contestant into this competition, raised over $600 for CASA, that is what exceeds expectations. And in my book, I think that represents their values as a sorority, and hopefully all of us can live by that as well. So, AOPI.
Thank you, Mr. Casey.
And finally, Mr. Phoenix. We know that the knightly road is a hard one to walk, and you can't do this forever. What quests will you embark upon once you leave the kingdom of Chicago?
Well, once I graduate, I plan on going to medical school. Past that, I want to open up a clinic a dancing clinic for people where we're going to take in people who have disabilities, different sorts of such, and we will teach them to dance. We will give them therapy, and we'll do the best we can. Because when it comes to being a prince and being a king or being in any high position of power, you have to humble yourselves and work with the people in order for us to have a future.
Great answer, Mr. Phoenix. We've heard from our 5 finalists. Now, while we wait for news of our champion, let's continue to draw some raffle prizes. So thank you, top 5. You can leave the stage. All right, the prize coming up is 2 Chicago Cubs tickets. Just 1 minute, right? And the winner is Lori David. Our next prize is an intro to improv class from Comedy Sports. And the winner is, no? Okay, guys, it was Laura DeVito again. That's why we're doing this. She put so many in this one. It just says Sayu. So it looks like Sayu's going to an improv class. Congrats, Sayu. Okay. Our next one is movie tickets to Harper Theater on 53rd Street. And we have 5 winners for this prize. And our winners are Jerome Goodrich, Austin Brown. Austin Brown is the second one. Charlie Hughes.
It's the same one.
A lot of Jerome Goodrich in this envelope.
You can only win one, right? No?
Yes. Luke Multanen. One more winner for this one. Jennifer Huang. Yay. Okay, great. Another big one coming up is a 2-hour party for 15 people at the 50/50 bar. And our winner is TJ Welch. Next one is a free party at Duffy's Tavern. We have 5 winners for this one. Ricky Trontaliti. Nope. Caitlin Reardon. Sayu. Brett Huff. Is that the last one?
One more.
Nope. Nope. And the last winner of this one. You can only win one prize once. Sorry, Sayu. We already got that one. Sandrine Cassels. Okay, we're gonna do one more. Oh, all right, we're gonna do all of them. An autographed photo of Chicago White Sox player Paul Konerko. So, sorry. Andy Liao. Congrats, Andy. $50 to John Barleycorn. And our winner is Ozan Kabuku. A free party at McGee's. 2 winners for this one. Sayu. And Chris Williams. Mr. Alfadel. Okay, next we have a car wash at J&J Car Wash. 2 winners. A car wash.
Oh, that's
Chris Williams. And it's all Chris Williams.
Howard.
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 773-848-0949. I feel like that was the same guy. Okay, a free party at Durkin's with 2 winners. Sayu.
Thank you for all the raffle money, Sayu.
Yes, thank you. And I can't read that one.
Pam Simon? No. Pam.
Let's draw another one.
Okay. You have to write the right. Molly Simon.
Congrats, Molly. All right. Okay, our next one, 1 month of Core Power Yoga.
2 winners.
2 winners. Maybe it'll be Sayu again. Laura Ely.
I can't get one.
Melissa Watt. All right, a big one coming up. Table service at Cuvée. Come on, dude. Hurry up. Matt Ochowski. A $10 gift card to Beggar's Pizza.
Chris Williams.
Chris Williams.
Yeah.
Chicago Pizza Tour for 2. Come on. What? Someone put the wrong end of their raffle ticket in here. Keep going. Dan Lee. A mani-pedi at Big Girl in Hyde Park. Nicole James. Princess Nail Salon mani-pedi gift card, 2 winners. Maybe. Sandrine Cassels and Leela. 2 tickets to Chicago Chocolate Tours. 1 winner for this one. No, can't read that one. Ozan Kabuku. A free party at Wrightwood Tap with 2 winners. Seth Beecher. And Sayu. Two tickets to Comedy Sports Show, 2 winners, 2 tickets each. Our first winner is
Tim Edwards.
Tim Edwards, and our second winner is Jerome Goodrich. $25 to Lou Malnati's. Can't read that one. Nope. That one was not Sayu. Sorry. Tim Edwards. $25 to Moe's Cantina. Dan Lee. 5 free sandwiches from Chick-fil-A, 2 winners. Obviously a big one. Blank and Nicole James is our first winner. Ozan Kabuku, second winner. 2 tickets to a Chicago hockey game. Tony DiRenzo. And lastly, a Kimbark gift card. Zach Ross. All right, tonight we have seen the finest knights from every corner of the kingdom compete daringly in the most difficult trials. All of them are champions, but only one can lift the spell and release Casa from its castle prison. One last time, let's welcome to the stage our brave knights. Let's welcome to the stage all of our brave knights.
Mr. Sigma Chi, Mr. Ao Pi, Mr. Lambda, Mr. Phoenix, and Mr. Sayu. Before we tell you who the fairest of them all is, we would like to announce this year's Mr. Congeniality, the prince who has championed the Casa cause with the utmost enthusiasm and wit. Mr. Congeniality 2013 is Mr. Lambda Jason Wang.
The good witches of Kappa Alpha Theta would now like to recognize this year's runner-up. Casa's silver champion is Mr. Sigma Chi Dennis Wader.
And now, after careful consideration, our judges have chosen wisely. We have truly found the noblest, bravest knight in the whole kingdom, and the spell has been broken. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion of all the land is Mr. Ao Pi Mike Casey!